This chapter directly continues from the previous chapter. Please ensure you follow the web series chronologically. All the links will be provided in the description below. Thank you. The House of Kuru, Part 1, Chapter 6, Bhishma's Vow. Years passed, and King Shantanu had only pride for the way Devavrata handled the affairs of the state. He was well versed in all aspects of virtue, statesmanship, and warfare. The tribes nearby did not dare raise a sword in the presence of the newly strengthened empire of Hastinapura. Devavrata was a dutiful son, doting on his father without fail, and assisting him in matters of the state. The people of Hastinapura enjoyed bliss and harmony under the regal kings. One day, when King Shantanu was on his usual patrol all over his kingdom, his charioteer drove him on the banks of the Ganges river. During the drive, the beautiful scent of jasmine filled the air. The king was enjoying this wafting scent when suddenly a beautiful damsel was busy throwing a large fishing net on the bank of the river. He commanded the charioteer to stop and wait while he observed the beautiful lady. The elegance with which she hurled the net enraptured the king. He spent a few minutes observing the lady and then commanded the charioteer to head back to Hastinapura. Upon reaching his kingdom, he was awestruck with the image of the damsel he met on the banks of the Ganges river. He kept playing back the image in his mind again and again. He missed the goddess Ganga very much, and the damsel was similar in many ways to his former wife. He felt lonely for the first time that night. From then on, every day he would go to the exact same spot where the damsel threw her fishing net and watch from afar, admiring her beauty. Finally, one morning he drew up all the courage he possessed and left from his chariot and approached the jasmine-scented maiden. "O tremendous beauty," he spoke, "I have been observing your grace and gait from afar. Your bewitching gait has left me in trance. I am the Emperor of Hastinapura. What is your name? Who are you? I wish to take your hand in marriage so that I can rule my kingdom with a queen," said King Shantanu. "O virtuous Emperor, I am the daughter of the fisherman chief, and I go by the name of Satyavati. While I am flattered by those sweet, soft words, you will need to speak with my father, who is the chief of the fisherman tribe. If he consents, I will gladly accompany you as the queen," said the maiden. "Absolutely, I shall speak with him right now," said the king, who was impressed with her devotion to her father. King Shantanu approached the fisherman, tribal chief, and made a proposal to wed his daughter. "O virtuous Emperor of Hastinapura," said the girl's father, "I am honored and humbled by your proposal. However, I must maintain my daughter's interests. I hear you already have a son who is the scion of the throne to the empire. What will happen to the progeny of my daughter? Will they not be under constant threat by the great Devavrata? What if he decides one day to purge all those with the royal lineage, with the exception of his progeny? I am sorry, my king, but I cannot in good conscience offer my daughter's hand, knowing that her progeny will not inherit the throne," said the tribal chief. The disheartened King Shantanu bowed low and acquiesced to leave the beautiful Satyavati. The drive back to the royal palace was dull and uneventful. He reached his kingdom and lay flat on the throne. The following days were spent in neglect of his royal duties. King Shantanu lost all enthusiasm in his life and was constantly depressed. He would put on an act in front of his son Devavrata, but as soon as Devavrata left the area, he would go back to being gloomy. The wise Devavrata surmised something is wrong with his dutiful father. The king Shantanu will never abandon his dharma, he thought. He asked his ministers, the king's official preceptor, and even the doctors of the palace, but no one was aware of what was bothering the king. Finally, the wise Devavrata approached the charioteer and asked him what could have changed the king's mood so suddenly. That's when the charioteer told him all the events which took place on the banks of the Ganges and the fisherwoman who smelled of jasmine. He commanded the charioteer to take him to the exact spot where his father saw the woman, and he lay in wait. As expected, the attractive Satyavati arrived with her entourage of servants to begin the day's fishing. As soon as she arrived, Devavrata approached her. The maiden was taken aback. Devavrata was handsome, well-built, and resembled a prince in every way. "O fair maiden," said the scion of the empire, "my father, the emperor of Hastinapura, the lord of the realm, the protector of the people, the mighty armed King Shantanu, is smitten by your enchanting beauty. Within his prowess, he can grant you heaven on earth. O attractive one, listen to my advice. Seek the king's hand in marriage and live a life filled with pleasures of the empire," said the gallant Devavrata. "O wise prince, scion of the Bharata race, mighty armed one, while I have no objection with this proposal, I am indentured to the obedience of my father, and it is under his will that I will act in accordance to. So please, O mighty armed warrior of the Kuru clan, speak with my father and settle this," said the bewitching Satyavati. "So be it. Lead me to your father," demanded the dutiful Devavrata. Satyavati, along with her retinue of maidens, led her to her father. "O powerful leader of the fisherman tribe, I come in desire of making this damsel my stepmother. I wish to take her for my father, who is ridden with heartache for this enchanting woman," asked Devavrata. "I am well aware of the proposal, son of Shantanu, scion of the Bharata race, but it is pertinent that you hear my wish first," said Dasaraj, the father of Satyavati, the leader of the fisherman tribe. "When Satyavati, my daughter, was born, a great astrologer predicted that she is destined to marry an emperor whose children will one day rule a mighty empire. Many tribal leaders, priests, and even kings have approached me for her hand in marriage. Even a Brahmarishi, god-equal seer named Asita, requested her hand, but I have refused all to ensure that this prophecy is met. I will bestow my daughter's hand to only the man who is capable of fulfilling this prophecy," said Dasaraj. "Then have no fear, O mighty tribal leader. The King Shantanu is the emperor of Hastinapura. The realm encompasses 56 kingdoms. The might of the Hastinapura kingdom is filled with several large armies of men. The poorest of the poor eat from silver platters. Sickness and disease is vanquished from the land. Such is the greatness of the holy land of Hastinapura, the realm your daughter who will rule as the queen," peddled the wise Devavrata. "Indeed, your majesty, I have heard all about the wealth and prosperity of the Hastinapura empire. But tell me, O scion of the Kuru lineage, how will my grandchildren ascend the throne? You are the king and regent, are you not?" sneered Dasaraj. Devavrata was taken aback. This was true. He thought for a moment and said, "I hereby renounce my right to the throne of Hastinapura." With his hand held forward and his palm facing the ground, he said, "I, as the regent king, renounce my primogeniture to the throne of Hastinapura and will ensure that I sit only as her servant, guiding the kingdom to further prosperity," said the loyal and obedient son of Shantanu. Dasaraj was still non-compliant. He still hesitated. Sensing hesitation, Devavrata thought the tribe leader would not trust him. Devavrata said, "You may trust my words, O mighty tribe leader. I will live to it. I give you my word as king and regent that I will not go against it." "Oh, I have full faith in you, son of Ganga, that you will live to your words. But will your wife? Will your children? Will they not fight for the throne after your demise? In your veins run the divine blood of Ganga herself. a goddess. What surety is there that your progeny will not defeat mine in war? Taunted the wily, shrewd Dasaraj. Devavrata's brow furrowed. He nodded softly and proclaimed a terrible oath, a note so reverberating that all the members of the village heard his voice. I give you my word, he said. I, Devavrata, son of King Shantanu, shall never marry and pursue absolute celibacy, roared the mighty Devavrata. In order to fulfill his father's desire, the great and magnanimous Devavrata took a tremendous oath of absolute celibacy. Just as he spoke those words, the heavens trembled and a loud thunder was heard by all beings in the realm. Bhishma, Bhishma, Bhishma thundered the heavens, and a shower of heavenly flowers fell from the sky, covering the legendary son of Ganga. Satyavati had tears in her eyes, and the cunning Dasaraj smiled wilfully. You may take my daughter as the queen of Hastinapura, said the tribe chief Dasaraj. A wide smile filled Bhishma's face. He was able to fulfill his father's desire. The dutiful Bhishma wanted nothing more than to serve his father, and this was an absolutely perfect opportunity to do so. He treated Satyavati like his mother and requested her to sit on the chariot, and the two of them made their way back to the kingdom of Hastinapura. I don't understand, dear Guru. If my ancestor decided on a vow of celibacy, then, said Janamejaya, now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Listen to the tale, O mighty ruler of men. I will teach you the tale of the great house of Kuru, said the royal preceptor Vaishampayana. I hope you liked today's episode of the House of Kuru. If you have not already, please subscribe to this channel and like this video so that you will be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Thank you.